Thank you. The city of Wichita is launching a partnership with Wichita State University and the nonprofit Innovation Destination with the goal of preventing violence in certain parts of the city. 12 News reporter Brock Wilson is live in Northeast Wichita, one of the areas where the city is making an effort to curb violence. Brock?
It's called the Violence Interrupters Program. Mentors will be sent out into certain parts of the city, like here in Northeast Wichita, where violence is more prevalent. They will try to stop that violence before it happens. The city says we have to reach young people before they grow up with violent tendencies.
The program is actually taking a look at violence like it's a disease.
Wichita Vice Mayor and City Councilman Mike Hoheisel says the best way to contain violence is to place mentors in places where violence is most prevalent.
So they're going to go and work with kids who they'll be able to actually relate to because they understand the issues that the kids are facing in those neighborhoods.
The city used police data to identify violent-prone areas where these mentors will be hired to work in. This map shows one in Northeast Wichita and one in South Wichita.
This is looking at established violent locations, places where gangs are established as well.
So focusing on these neighborhoods makes the most sense.
Probably the two most appropriate locations in Wichita to look at to actually try and dig in and change the identity of the neighborhoods institutionally.
Councilman Hoheisel says it's all about making a positive impact on young people so they grow up knowing there are better ways to deal with their problems than with violence.
We cannot let generations go without trying to make an intentional effort to curb violence, because that's when it starts to get out of hand. That's when it starts to steamroll into the problems that we're seeing today.
The Violence Interrupters program will be paid for with money from the city's American Rescue Plan Fund. Wichita State University will handle much of the program's operations. Councilman Hoheisel says he expects the program to be approved at next Tuesday's City Council meeting and be fully implemented by mid to late 2024. Haley?
Brock.